Hey guys, today we're heading way out into the Ozarks, where the cicadas are loud and the war showed up completely uninvited. The date is August 10th, 1861. The place, Wilson's Creek, Missouri. Let's take a walk up Bloody Hill while everyone else is still asleep. Imagine this red-haired firecracker of a guy, Nathaniel Lyon, bursting with energy. He's maybe 5'0" in his stockings, with eyes like a man who has already argued with God, and somehow won. He's a West Point graduate, a Seminole War veteran, and, get this, the only human ever court-martialed for dragging a soldier across a parade ground by the ears. He was a piece of work. At this point in the war, Missouri is supposed to stay neutral. It's a border state, caught in the middle. But when Lyon hears the word neutral, he translates it as, needs more federal bayonets. His own commanders are begging him, Nat, please, just wait for reinforcements. But he just smiles that smile of a man who has already written tomorrow's obituary and kind of likes how it reads. Now, across the creek, sleeping soundly, is a mismatched rebel duo. First, there's Sterling Price. He's a former governor of Missouri, and honestly, he's built like a walking dinner table. Big and solid. He's all about getting Missouri for the Confederacy, and he wants it like yesterday. With him is Ben McCulloch, a lean, tough Texas wolf in a buckskin coat. McCulloch thinks Price is a pompous blowhard, but he loves killing Yankees more than he hates taking orders from a politician. Together, they've got about twice Lyon's numbers, but maybe half his discipline. Their army is a mix of state guard, volunteers, and seasoned fighters, all camped out along the creek. So, what does Nathaniel Lyon do? He does what he does best. The absolute most insane thing possible. In the dead of night, he splits his already outnumbered force of 5,400 men. He sends one column under Colonel Franz Sigel on a long march north to sneak around and hit the Confederate rear. The other column, led by Lyon himself, tiptoes straight up the spine of a ridge called Oak Hill, planning to attack the rebel front at sunrise. The air is thick with fog and dew, making everything feel mysterious. The horses are nervous, sensing the tension all around. Somewhere in the distance, a rooster, for once, decides today is a good day to just shut up. As first light breaks through the mist, gray-coated Confederate soldiers are just starting their morning coffee. They look up from their campfires and see a line of blue coats on the ridge above them. Coffee is immediately abandoned. Pandemonium is served piping hot. The fighting erupts with a terrifying suddenness. The ridge is soon nicknamed Bloody Hill, because apparently, originality takes time, even in war. Guys are loading and firing their muskets so quickly that the ramrods are getting super hot to the touch. The smoke from all the black powder hangs in the air, thick and heavy, like wet wool. It's almost suffocating, right? You can't see 10 yards in front of you, but you can sure hear your best friend stop breathing right next to you. It was pure, close quarters chaos, like a wild party where anything could happen. Lyon's buzzing with energy, and it feels like it's everywhere all at once. He's a conspicuous target in his black officer's coat, with no insignia, and his slouch hat pulled down low. His first horse is shot out from under him. Without missing a beat, he steals a cavalry mount and gets back in the fight. Then, his second horse is killed. He grabs a third from a wounded dragoon and just keeps yelling, screaming orders as if sheer volume equals victory. He's doing his best to keep his little team together, even when the odds are stacked against them. Around 9:30 in the morning, a charge of buckshot from a shotgun blast catches him just above the heart. He sways in the saddle, grabs the pommel, mutters the words, "I am killed," and slides into the tall grass, just like someone turned down the volume on a song nobody wanted to end. He was actually the very first Union general to get killed in the Civil War. His aides, in a panic, wrap his body in a blanket and hide him under an old oak tree. Losing your commanding general in the middle of a battle is terrible for morale. Bad PR, as they say. But believe it or not, this epic battle drags on for another 3 whole hours. The Union soldiers, now under the command of Major Samuel Sturgis, fight with a grim determination. The rebels, led by Price and McCulloch, launch wave after wave of attacks, trying to push the Federals off Bloody Hill. Finally, Both sides just run out of steam. The Confederates are exhausted and disorganized. The Union troops, low on ammunition and without their leader, began to drift north. Too tired to even call it a retreat. They just leave. Everyone leaves the dead where they fell, promising to come back and pick them up later. The final score was pretty rough. Around 1,300 Union soldiers lost, and about 1,200 Confederates. By the standards of 1864, those numbers might seem small. But on August 10th, 1861, right here in the Ozarks, it felt like everything was falling apart. What happened next? Lyon's corpse went on a wild and unexpected journey. It bounces from that oak tree to a local farmhouse, then to an embalmer, and finally all the way to a family graveyard in Connecticut. Southern newspapers call him a dangerous fanatic. Northern papers call him a martyr and a hero. And honestly, both were probably right. As for the others, Sterling Price gains a lot of weight and a lot of glory from the victory. Ben McCulloch, that legendary Texas Ranger, meets his end just 6 months later at the Battle of Pea Ridge, still rocking that same buckskin coat. And what about Missouri? Missouri stays a bleeding wound, a state torn apart by brutal guerrilla warfare that nobody could seem to cauterize for the rest of the war. And that's the story of Wilson's Creek. One red-headed maniac, one hot summer morning that refused to stay quiet. Close your eyes for just a moment. Can you hear those cicadas buzzing again? It's like summer is calling us back. Somewhere on Bloody Hill, a little breeze moves through the leaves, exactly like it did that day. If you listen close enough, it feels like they're still counting. Thanks for watching. If you found this story interesting, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more dives into the hidden corners of history. Catch you next time.